budget work session to order. Tonight, I'll say the invocation, then we'll do the pledge of allegiance. And, I'll get that next. Y'all, thank you. Let us pray. Most gracious Heavenly Father, I thank you for bringing us here today safe and in good health. Be with us as we all return to our homes. We come here to try to do county business, and I'd ask you to be with us tonight as we make decisions that might be benefiting for the county. Pray for our sick and our shut-in. I pray for our public safety officers who are in such a bad, I don't really know the word safe or a turmoil. They don't know which way to look, which way to go. Our law enforcement. I pray for our people that work for our county, our public safety, our EMS, our fire service, that they can all work safe. And I ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We're going to add a little between 3 and 4. Lisa just passed us out and stuff, and we're going to add her in between 3 and 4 and let her kind of explain what she just passed out. And I guess it's time, Miss Lisa.
Quick, I apologize for the, we did add a executive session matter to give the department heads made specific request for salary adjustments for individual employees. And we thought we could add those tonight. I think most over here, we could add that, and it might save us on the meeting next week. That's why we added that. Appreciate them coming, and appreciate your indulgence on trying to get that.
That'd be an executive session, right?
That number 6, yes. And probably maybe set a limit, maybe 10 minutes each, or so, try to get through it.
Which I guess we recognize Lisa to explain what you just passed out to her.
Packets that I just handed out to each of you contains a complete third draft version of the budget with the changes that have been made so far. There are 2 changes that have been made to that version since our last meeting. One of those was an error in salaries for the library. And we added approximately $39,696 to the bottom line of the budget. That includes the salary that was not put in an error and the benefits associated with it.
That was, you added some to the salaries of the library.
Yes, sir.
And that was our error, it wasn't our error, it was something we omitted and prepared, not, we apologize for that.
And the clerk of court asked that we remove her capital equipment request from our listing. She doesn't feel that it is necessary at this immediate time, considering our financial situation. So that has been removed from the capital equipment listing.
Total life salary, you get
The library salaries are now $360,309, and part-time salaries are $97,238. 36309.
Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that?
Yes, sir. 36309, $97,238.
And that still represents 11 full-time and 11 part-time.
It's supposed to be probably a few years. Is that right, Ann, 11, but
I believe so, yes, it's, yes.
you know assuming not everything good, sorry, you know what that's it now.
555, 586.
About 4 something, and I don't know, it's probably all, but 450 something.
Well, probably about 420, considered as a lot.
So basically what you passed out here is
Brand new.
reducing this out of it, right? You
It
took this
reduced
out.
that and those two that I just told you about.
Okay.
I don't think the clerks, we certainly appreciate her consideration, but that was not included, I mean, that wouldn't be part of my budget, so.
And the risk manager position is out for this budget.
Is it out or is it?
The expenses are there, but the salary.
Half a year.
Sorry, you're saying one thing, Ms. Parker, I didn't hear.
For the half a year is version for December.
Just to see what.
Just, okay, 6 months.
Yeah.
There's still $17,250 paid.
Could be a misinterpretation, the word, I think it was now, we, don't feel it.
Right.
At this moment. But again, it may change in 6 months, if it doesn't, we take the whole thing out.
I got you.
If I read right, I'm gonna inject this right now. If I read right in the paper this past week, there was an article written that said that we balance the budget in the EMS system with local option sales tax. That's not true.
No.
That's not a true statement.
Normal operations with EMS balances
It's
using
7
its
mills
own
of tax.
revenue and it's 7 mills of tax that it already is live.
Yeah.
But all of the local option sales tax goes in the general.
So I don't know where that statement came from, but that statement, wasn't that what was in the paper?
Way I interpret that.
Wasn't true.
I don't see Judge Lyles here, Mr. Chairman. I
Well, I
did
guess
ask,
we'll get the library director up first.
and, I asked her to come, just in case you had questions. I mean, I think we're supposed to do a very good job, but, she runs the 2 libraries, one Arthur Clinton and Clark. Should be, give her a chance to fund the questions you might have.
We'll start with the library budget tonight, and, if anybody's got any questions,
We'll make
our library's ready.
It's 34, just a big document.
Anybody got any questions? 34? Yeah, page 34.
The new pages I just handed out, at page 39.
I guess the way I'm interpreting this, did we let go of a full-time worker and hire more in part-time? I'm just seeing the very, okay.
I did do that last year. We had Wanda Hall retired, and so I took her position, and Mr. Stevens approved it, that instead of 1 full-time, we have 2 part-time. And that works better because we're open so many hours, and I need flexibility, and it's worked really well. And I think it has saved the county some money. I couldn't tell you exactly how much, but I feel like we're getting more work hours for less money.
Mr. Chairman, I would be remiss if I didn't say this. As the people that I represent, I would like this council to consider at some point in time, I know now is not that time, I don't know when that time will be, for a new branch library in the Clinton community. I'm asked constantly about it. I do go to the public library. It's a great resource. It does represent quality of living in a community. I understand it's not the main branch. I understand it is a local branch. But I'm representing my constituents, and I'm bringing it publicly to this full council. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
We need one where it shows too. We all got together, raised money to build.
Get the money and I'll build them all over.
I mean, it'd be nice if we had the money to do it.
I understand.
But,
We did, we got together and raised the money and built it in conjunction with the school. It was built on school ground.
Is there just that one bookmobile?
there's one bookmobile, it's, about time to be replaced. I understand this is a tough year for purchases like that. But that's a decision that I don't, and can't make alone. And I think county council needs to be in on that, whether to keep funding bookmobile services over, I think that bookmobile, we can squeeze a couple more years out of it, but at some point, the decision is going to have to be made whether to keep funding that service.
What type of circulation do we get from that bookmobile?
Let's see, I can, I'm terrible at carrying numbers in my head, so you're gonna have to be patient with me. Last quarter, we had, 4,958, so almost 5,000 books and other materials
That
circulated.
answers my question right there. It's needed, and we need to replace it.
It is, and still, I go places, I've been here in the county 7 years, and whenever somebody finds out I'm the library director, more often than not, I hear wonderful stories about the bookmobile. And throughout the county, it goes to schools, it goes to the apartment complexes in town, which I question myself sometimes, but I drove up with a bookmobile librarian, and there must have been 25 or 30 children waiting. I know the book.
How many miles was it? How many miles did it have?
About 92,000 miles.
Yeah, I saw it today out
17
there.
years old.
Okay, I thought it looked pretty old, but I saw it today out there.
Yeah, that's, it is pretty old. I invite anybody to come by and give me a call first to make sure it's in, or I can tell you where it's going to be and take a tour of it.
How about in, Mr. Polsky, in your budget, the OneDrive where people have the capability to download books to their iPad or phones, is that in here?
It is, and that is a total of $6,000 a year. And so I put $2,000 worth of that under computer maintenance because it's a software program for the platform. And the $4,000 is in books that we have to buy, so that goes under departmental supplies.
But it is there.
It is there, and that's a service that keeps growing, and a lot of people enjoy it.
I had a lady who was complimenting that service just today to me.
Well,
I'm
and,
passing it on to you.
oh, thank you very much.
I have received service from the bookmobile, and I always go to the library. I appreciate what you're doing, and I know the people in Clinton is at wit's end with the services down there, because really the computer room, the area is always full.
Yes, yes.
And so we really do need to look forward to placing it. So we're gonna be looking.
Okay.
I know at one point, you all conferred, particularly Lauren, the computer center for people looking for jobs. Does that still go on?
Oh, yes.
People out off the street, people coming in, have no access anywhere else, is that?
They do, we get a lot of that, especially now with SC Works in our Lawrence Library, there's even more. It's raised awareness of it, and also raised awareness for the Clinton Library, I think. But that is one of our constants. You know, you look, I walk around and try not to cry, but I look over their shoulders, see what people are doing. A lot of it is communicating with family and friends, and a lot of it's looking for jobs. We've got people doing online college courses using our computers. Just almost anything you could think of, but it is a lot of things that people need. It's not just entertainment. And I thought, entertainment is okay too, but this is a needed service. My staff is great. We've really come a long way in the last couple of years, and they try to answer every question. They'll sit down and help someone and try to teach them as they're helping. I heard a staff member the other day tell somebody, this ain't getting better. You're gonna have to know this more and more and more, so you better learn it. And she was great working with her, because this is something that's not going away, that people are going to have computer literacy as well as reading literacy.
Has the circulation improved since the jobs?
It appears, it's a little bit early to judge, but circulation appears to have improved some, and also our door count has gone up quite a bit. So they are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. We have people waiting outside to come in to see the people with job service. They have appointments all day. It has increased our door count and our circulation. And we're also doing a program, 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten. And we've got a lot of enthusiastic families on that, and I think that's helped our circulation.
What are you missing in this budget that you need?
My dream is one day being able to say, I think we have 48 public computers, saying I need 48 public computers now, and get them all at the same time, on the same level, and replacing everything at once. I know that's a little unrealistic. But other than that, for the coming year, we're trying to buy a microfilm machine, and we've almost raised the money to do that. But for the coming year, I want to work on our meeting room in Lawrence with new carpet and screen on the wall, similar to a smart board. And I plan to use some of the money from SC Works to help with that. Other than that, I think we're okay. We could always use more materials money, but even that, I think the county council's been generous to us.
That building's about 30 years old. It's been re-roofed, I think.
It has, and I do need carpeting throughout. And I haven't even gotten estimates yet, because I was hoping for a bookmobile this year.
There was some moisture issues, all been resolved for,
I believe so.
the flooring.
Mhm. And, there was some sort of leaching up through the floor, but it seems to have been stabilized.
Carpet squares in there
Right.
early on. So I called him one time, we had pretty good luck with that.
Yeah, we could use carpeting in Lawrence. It'd be great to have a remodel in Clinton. If I were told you're going to be in that building 10 or 15 more years,
I hope not.
I hope not too. That's why I've been hesitant to do it.
Well, it might cost me my seat, but I'm pushing.
Okay, well, that's, I appreciate it, and I think we could do even more wonderful things if we had a different library in Clinton. We don't have a meeting room. We hold children's programs in the summer, sometimes it's 200 children, and there's no room for them. It's just sort of there in the library.
How many landline phones do you have currently?
I'm not sure exactly. We just redid our phone system last year. I couldn't tell you without sitting down and counting them up. But I think our phones are current. I don't have complaints about that. And we do our phone costs are actually about twice as much as shown on the budget, but we do get E-rate from the federal government, and that pays for the other half of it. And that's being reduced in the coming year, but I still think that will be okay with them.
It looks, I mean, from what I'm seeing from and that's the January, year to date, but we were up 4,700 then, so is that going to go over, or is that?
Yes, I've spent all my phone money now, I think. But that's, like I said, that's okay. I've received over $3,000 in E-rate rebates from the government. That's the tax on your phone bill. And they also pay for the internet. We don't have to pay a penny for the actual access to the internet, because they cover that.
That cost estimate for that bookmobile, $150,000, that seems awfully high to me.
Well, that is to replace it with what we have now, and the quote I got was from $130,000 to $155,000, so I don't have a definitive quote. And they say it goes up 5%, count on a 5% increase each year.
I think a lot of that bookmobile
And
What kind of problems you having with Brookmobile?
this year we've been lucky. In the past we've had problems with the generator, but this year our maintenance has been actually pretty low on the book. So it's running. I can't say that it's
Make it one
giving us a
year.
lot of trouble right now. But like, part of the reason I'm asking for it now is to go ahead and start the conversation and ask the council to think, you know, what are your priorities on this service? And the decision will need to be made, if not this year, then in the next couple of years.
Right now, we ain't got a whole lot of extra money. We
That's
ain't got
what
any
I
extra
heard.
money.
That's what I've heard, and I certainly understand that.
Maybe it'll get better in the future.
Mhm. I hope so. And,
Does anybody have any more questions out of our library director? Well, I thank you very much.
well, thank you, and I want to urge anyone, anytime you have any questions, feel free to call me or stop by the library, and Charlie Miller over in Clinton can answer your questions also. Thank you very much.
On the educational works, what's the term of that? Is that a year? I can't remember.
It is a year,
And then it will be reviewed.
right,
Oh,
and so far it's going
okay.
great.
Going very well.
Mhm.
Thank you for this coming.
Okay, thank you.
Well, our next one is, our magistrate, and I see he just walked in.
Yes. You, please, pick that question too. Paul, you come up. Oh, is that, I think they had questions for the closed session.
Well, my question is very simple, Judge Lyles. Last year, when you got the additional position, you said it would pay for itself. I just want to know if it paid for itself.
Guess what I got?
That's what I want to know.
Since August, we've collected $56,326.86 due to our new position. From set-off debt, I told y'all before, I've been wanting to do it for a long time. I took one of my ladies to Myrtle Beach to a school down there. We listened. We learned how to do it. So we got it rocking, and we still getting money. We got money yesterday that's hadn't been figured into this. But there is
Now, what is set off debt? I'm curious.
set off debt. That's when you don't pay your fine, we take your income tax check,
Okay.
and that's where we getting it from.
Well, I paid both my $25 fines. I promise.
And the county appreciates it.
County get all of that. And now, the amount of money you got from the, set aside, all of it, that you're not keeping, not the fines, because, don't a portion of it go to the state?
Oh, yeah. They get out.
Jimmy, how much, Lawrence getting, not how much.
When it comes down to, when you divide this money up, you can't count seat belts and stuff, because the county gets it all.
County gets all that.
But what you average out is $30 to $35 per 100. It's what the county gets out of it. We collect money for the state, mainly. County don't get that much. An $81.88 speeding ticket.
Okay, that's
If you collect 81.88, the county gets $25.
okay.
If you don't collect any fine whatsoever, the state gets $30. If it's traffic, if it's criminal, the state gets $55 if you don't have a fine.
What do you tell me, if you don't pay, if the person does not pay the fine, you pay the state, what are you saying?
I'm sorry. You serve time, okay? Put you in jail for something, a criminal charge. You serve your 30 days. Fine's gone. The $55 is not gone. We still owe that to the state. We get it from them. We don't pay it. Same thing with a traffic ticket. You serve your time, they're gonna get their $30 no matter what. $25 to the solicitors, not the solicitors, the public defender, $5 to the police captain.
Judge, how many full-time employees and part-time employees do you have?
I got 4 full-times, counting Judge Tucker, I got 2 part-times.
So we, $350,000 to pay 4 people, is that right?
You get the subsidy.
That'd be the clerk too. Yeah, so you got 3 nights to go.
Got 4 managers. Got 4 managers. And total, we got 7 secretaries, 2 of them part-time.
Oh, so that's 11, isn't it? Full-time?
He's got, 6 full-time, 4 part-time.
Got 2 magistrates that are 30-hour magistrates, they consider part-time. Got 2 magistrates full-time, that's me and Judge Tommy Copeland. And y'all about to get rid of me. Y'all know that, don't you? Next year I'm gone.
No, sir.
Next year's mandatory retirement. I can work through December of 26, till the last day of December 2016, and I'm gone. No, I don't have a choice.
And then the senator appoints that position, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Well, I have to say, you've served the public well.
Well, thank you. I got a lot of people that would disagree with you, but I really appreciate it.
I know when you put that robe on, you all bid.
It's different, it's different.
That's right. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Any more questions?
Anybody got any more questions?
Are y'all fully using the services that we have allocated to your area regarding video, what is it, video?
In the bond vote?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. That's why I'm late. I don't know why, but I thought this started at 5:30 instead of 5 o'clock. I said, if I can get out of here by 5:15, I started at 4 o'clock, and I got through at about 5:15, but I done bond vote. I had a larger crowd than usual. I had 8 people wanting to get out of jail, wanting to stay in jail, and I gave them a mixture of both. Some stayed, some didn't. But then you have to wait for the paperwork to get through. And that's why I'm late. I apologize for being late.
Well, before Judge leaves, I do want to say,
I had been,
I'm sorry, go right ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
but don't you have the ability to use the camera up here at the courthouse instead of always going out to the detention center?
No, ma'am.
You don't have that ability?
No, ma'am. It's in there, but we can't use it because of the cost. What I was told, hearsay, secondhand, that by the time that you transmit from the detention center to 911 to the courthouse, it's gonna cost about $24,000 for the use of the equipment, that kind of stuff. Also, if we use it on the weekends, you're gonna have to have deputies up there to provide the security and to check the courthouse when we get through to make sure there ain't no boogers in there, and to lock the doors, unlock the doors. At the detention center, we got law enforcement is out there, and they have the place to open and close.
Where that cost come from?
They tell me it's for the cost of the cable or Mr. Anderson, to run it from there to, it has to go from there to 911 to us, is what I was told. And
Did
it's
you
in-
address that, Joe?
We do have a fiber ring around the
There you go.
county offices, and I'm not familiar with all the details, but we pay a monthly charge to Charter to have that fiber network. Now, with the video, may have had to beef that bandwidth up, so it may have added some additional cost, but I'm not aware of that. But basically, the fiber ring that we have
Never heard of that.
is working fine, but we can certainly research that and see.
Okay, but I thought we had probably equipment to do that, so I just felt like we weren't using what we purchased.
Yeah, we got a small bond courtroom in there that we use now when General Sessions, the solicitor's office, takes our courtroom away from us. Whenever General Sessions is going on, we don't have a courtroom except for that little bond court. Was you aware of that?
Yeah, I've been in that bond room.
No, I'm talking about the solicitor's office taking our courtroom away from us.
Well, maybe I don't know that part. Maybe we just need to look at that, because
They,
Is that two judges in town?
yeah, when they got two judges, they put us out, period.
yeah, but that's not the whole month.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
That's when we have in court also.
Yeah.
So we have to scrunch up. The first time they done it, we didn't know about it until 10 o'clock when we went to go to court, and there's a judge sitting in there, and we had to leave, and we had 248 cases at 10 o'clock.
Joey, could you check on that and maybe bring back an answer to Diane about
Yes, sir, I
what she
will.
was asking?
Yes, sir.
Get with Mr. Lyle.
Yes, sir.
It'll
I
work
mean,
good,
since the question was asked, you know.
except for holidays and weekends.
I can understand those particular times.
Somebody's gonna have to be up there. Also, Senator Burden is in the process of getting us a part-time master. And the reason that I was requesting that from him, we have room for one. We've been authorized to have one. Let me put it to you that way. I wanted a part-time master to do bond court, to get it off the rest of us that's full-time and part-time. Put a part-time master to do that. And kick us out of it.
Mr. Lyle, we got plans to move you around and give you some more room just as quick as this building's finished over here. The money was borrowed in the bond to rearrange where we can get you out of the front door.
I got you.
We plan on trying to put you back where DJJ is. That's right, Nina Hearn. That was the
That's what
plan.
we did,
But, we're gonna be shifting around a little bit, but we're gonna try to.
Try to get the line out of front of the building.
Yeah, well, I have a line. Have a line. But
Anybody else have any questions?
David,
Mr. Lyle?
David,
David,
finish on.
David got a question.
You finished with that, I want to be sure I
Well,
didn't
yeah,
interrupt you.
I was gonna let you
I recognize that.
Okay.
Judge Lyles, I would like to say that you told us last year you would come back and give us the results, and you did, and I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Anytime. You let me know, I'll answer your questions if I can.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
That's it. Thank you.
And, we have a session with you in executive session tonight.
Okay, all right.
We'll go right quick to PRT, he's not here, is he? Parks and Recreation.
No, sir, pretty good.
Does anybody have any questions on the Parks and Recreation?
I did.
I talked to him, put all that, I'll see if I can get
It's just, once, and I know now is not the time, but we are trying to run Parks and Recreation on a very limited budget in this county. That's just an observation.
He was okay with the, I listed on this, on the initial proceeding. We're talking about 35, about $10,000.
Now, the utilities increase, there's nothing to do about that. It's only $1,000. I would say that he has done a phenomenal job, from my vantage point, of making his resources go a long way with securing grants. Boyd's Mill Pond looks great, the Joanna Park looks fantastic. A lot of good things happening
I ain't probably working for that many people all the time, cut the grass,
there. Yeah.
pick the equipment.
That accommodations tax expense, because there was $42,000 there, is that basically, that's,
That money accrued over last 2-3 years for a bigger project. That's, accommodation tax. Part of that money goes to the Chamber of Commerce. Under state law, you have to do that. And then part of it is expended to Clem, Loring, West Old festivals, and that sort of thing. And the bulk of it, some of it, he has retained, and we use for that purpose. It's not just being
And it must be spent on
tourism.
tourism.
It's got to be tourism related.
is that the one that split 2,000, with the 2,000 between all the different festivals?
The first 25 is general fund, then a certain percentage has to go to a entity that buys tourism, the Chamber of Commerce does that, that's one designated for that. Part of that money that they get comes from that, and then balance goes, they have a committee that goes through the process, application process. I think they split it evenly for the last several years, and then a portion of it he can retain in the county's, his department for a project at some point. He's still working on some master plan. That's basically money in, money out. I mean, it's special, earmark, that's what we're, specified money is used for it too.
He's basically taking some of the accommodations tax money, and putting it in the park around the county, which is a good place to spend it on.
What they try to do with that, I mean, we don't have enough money on that personnel to do a program and that kind of thing, so Mr. Howard's been here, number of years. He puts a lot of effort, county park out here by the airport. I think that's used baseball, softball, that sort of thing. We tried to do community park, one in Hickory Tavern, one in Cross Hill, one in Joanna, one in, well, I guess, and the fishing period on Lake Greenwood that I think he used, money, state money to restore, and then the boat ramp down at, West Greenwood County built, I think, with Duke Power money years ago. He responsible for maintaining all that, picking up, make sure that other views fit up trash, and that kind of thing. He basically does that. I think two employees, and 3 people end up doing most of that. But the idea was to try to provide facilities for other programs. So they work with WISE, I think, in both towns, and maybe Little League and other things, to try to push the facility part of it, and then others do the program. And that's program, like Dr. Pitts said, that's the best program we have. We have facilities
note also about the vehicle maintenance on that one. Let's see, because I was looking at the actual, or the year-to-date, it was like $266, and it was a $3,000 request. Is that?
We just replaced one of his vehicles not long ago.
It's 2,000 out of that.
And it's possible that some could have been switched around, because like I said, we've been trying to be a little bit more diligent in making sure supplies are actually where they need to be, and maintenance is where it needs to be.
It was due $2,000 on this.
Okay.
So the new one you have should have that number reflected.
I'm still looking at the previous.
Any more questions on PRT? I think, Ms. Parker, you already went over yours, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
I thought so. Human resources. Next, we probate judge. Anybody got questions on that? Anybody got any questions on that?
Not many questions.
Page 38.
All right.
She's giving up, 47. Might look like about 4,850 bucks.
How many full-time, part-time people are, well, I guess just full-time? Probate judge,
She has 8 full-time and 1 part-time.
I think that court is getting increasingly, they have a lot of trials, hearings these days, sometimes require avoidable because of wills, lunacy issues, that kind of thing.
Did we add a position last year in the probate judge? Did we make one move one from part-time to full-time? Did I?
They have full.
I thought we did.
But that is a big thing, if you look in the newspaper, you see how many probate things are out there, and it's not a one-day process, it's
I think the issue back then was something Wood pointed out, delays and hearing, that kind of thing. I think that's right. Expedite that a little bit. That's right.
She got an additional employee last year, and it's really improved that part. Used to have calls all the time about it, but don't have it now. No more questions on that, we go to public works. Mr. Russell. Anybody got any problems with public works?
Number of employees.
3 employees, full-time, myself and 2 clerks. One cell phone coming out of there. It's currently a smartphone, it's $66 a month. That'll be reduced here shortly. I use my own phone, so once Scott's comes off the list, that'll be reduced down by cut in half.
Are all the people at the yard site, are they all part-time?
Well, no, that's under a different department. That would be under the solid waste.
Okay, I get that in.
Yeah, that's later on.
But they are part-time.
All the rural collection people, not all of them are part-time now.
What about uniforms under public works? Is that,
That covers public works, building and the grounds, landfill, rural collections.
shouldn't that be split up over the departments or not?
It's always been charged to the Public Works Department. I don't know if we have line items in the other departments, but I agree, yes, it should be split up to to reflect each individual apartment. Because with the landfill and the rural collections being an enterprise account, it probably should be accounted for in that account. So one of the things I've been looking at here is,
Probably that is building purposes, but it's probably all come, it's all the same vendor.
all from the same vendor, all in one bill, but we could split it up when we code
It
it.
makes it look like you spent $11,000 on 3 employees.
Yeah, it sure does, doesn't it? But yeah, traditionally, it's always been under that line item under public works, so,
We need to break that in terms.
I knew better, but not sure where to bring it out.
well, I have a note down here, it covers 43 employees total.
Anybody have any more questions, Mr. Rush?
Yes, sir, Mr. Rush, I'm just curious, what's in the contractual services?
Right now, we haven't spent a lot on contractual services. We actually cut it as one of the line items to cut from Ms. Kurt's suggestions. We cut it from 1,000 down to 500. But we use, in my department, we use contractual services a lot for the landfill or for rural collections, and that's kind of a catch-all. We have something that's outside the scope of those two areas to cover under the public works side. From time to time, we'll do stuff with CTC or some other stuff where we may need to do a little engineering work outside of the CTC contract, something like that. And I think that's a catch-all for that type of service.
When you say the CTC,
County Transportation Committee,
that's
they
what I
do
thought.
the apportionment of the state gas tax that's a portion of Lawrence County. They apportion about $1.5 million a year amongst the county, state, and city governments for.
And did the delegation reappoint or change that committee?
They do reappointments as we have people retire, but as part of the House plan, the recent House plan, they were going to redo that committee entirely and base that committee on, I think the House plan said that you have one from each, a representative from each municipality on that group, a representative from the county, you know, they more clearly define who the members on that committee would be. Right now, the delegation just appoints members to that committee, a seven-member committee. There's no real rule as far as who those people are. But as I understand, the Senate version of the bill doesn't include that, so unless they reconcile it.
What we try to do over the years, point areas, you know, maybe fountain in, not specific council district, but I try to, you know, spread it out a little bit, get as much input as good in various, you know, areas we can. So I think you're right, there's no required.
There's no actual requirement as to them representing different districts or anything like that.
We had four retired.
We have 4 retired this year, and they've all been appointed back now.
The same vote?
No, they retired. We had 4 new people appointed to the committee this past year.
Who took James Dowdy place?
Mr. Dowdy was either replaced by Mr. Kent Gouts or, let's see, there's a woman who just came on the committee this last meeting. I think actually she was the one who replaced Mr. Dowdy. I don't,
Charles Ritter.
yeah, correct. I'm sorry.
Charles Ritter,
Shaw.
Robbie White.
Okay.
She just was appointed to this last meeting.
Thank you.
Does anybody got any more questions for Mr. Rush? I imagine contractual services too is when you bid stuff, bid things out, you gotta pay the ads in the newspapers.
Typically, we've been putting some of that under office supplies, or when we bid out like CTC jobs, we can charge it back to the CTC, and they will pay for it. But when it comes to actual positions being charged, now that falls under Ms. Parker's. Ms. Parker's budget.
Mr. Chairman, I'm gonna tell Rob that the people that have gotten the new boxes, they set in, on the trash compactor, they really are proud of that.
Yeah, we were able to, in this past budget, we had some of the funds were used to replace some of those boxes are 22 years old. They were old metal prefab buildings. I actually have in the budget, when we get to that section with that department, we actually have in the budget this year to replace the rest of those. You know, the buildings are 22 years old, something like that. But we only replaced half. But they've gotten pretty run down. Pretty bad.
They've got nice windows, I can see out of it, about, what, 3 or 4 feet square.
Yeah, it's not a big building.
Air
I mean,
conditioning.
yeah,
It works.
a natural heat and air conditioner that actually works where they can get out of the,
They got sheet rock inside, and they got a decent floor, it's not about to fall through.
that you can't see through. Yes, sir. They've gotten pretty bad.
If I retire, I'm gonna get me one in jail.
We'll welcome you.
But they do a great job. I
They
swear.
do. Anything else on
Anybody
public?
got anything else? Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, thanks, sir.
Next is registration election. I think Lynn's already talked to us. We got one in executive session.
Yes, sir.
You got anything else you want to add?
No, sir. Unless you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them. I think I have a memo up there for you about what we discussed. But
Who's that board member with you?
this is Mr. Tim Howard.
The next thing is Rich Manning. It's been decided we're not going to replace her right now.
What we did, I think the, what Chris said, I said now, I think I would call this freeze it for the time being, for my recommendation. What we put in just half a year, and then we get the fall, we think, the partner of that, Bill, Mr. Wilson, stepped up on some of that too, on some of the things. So we just don't, it's okay, if y'all agree, just leave half a year for the end, decide, wait a year or not.
Any more questions on this, man? Back at registration election, we got that straightened out about that scanning thing.
I think so. And remember that, Chris,
You was wanting to move what you had left over from last year to do that this year.
Yes, sir.
So that's straight. All right, next thing we got is road and bridge. Mr. Rushing again. Man wears a lot of hats.
I got several. I didn't realize how many hats I had.
Well, it seems like you're doing a real good job.
Well, I thank you.
Short period of time you've been with us.
I appreciate it. Hope that continues. We have 15 full-time employees, 3 part-time or seasonal employees that we hire during the summer months to essentially run a tractor and cut grass. So that would be 18 total, 15 full-time, 3 part-time.
maintain 1,000-mile road or something close to that.
Something close to that. I would like to note that through Ms. Kirk's suggestions, we did cut a good bit from this budget. Under the bridge maintenance supplies, we cut that from $39,500 down to $20,000. I do feel confident in cutting that down, one, because in the past we haven't quite spent as much, but the CTC, the County Transportation Committee, is looking at funding a bridge replacement for us this year. Hopefully that to occur sometime late fall during the winter, and that was one of our worst bridges. If it weren't for them stepping up to kind of verbally commit to replace that bridge, I'd feel uncomfortable really cutting that line item, but because they are going to put some money for it to replace that bridge, I feel comfortable cutting it down to $20,000. Another line item that we cut there was pipe. Looks like we haven't spent a whole lot on pipe in the last several years. However, looking back through some of the files, Mr. Holland did spend a good bit on pipe, but did not charge it to that line item. It has some carryover funds that it was charged to. I know in fiscal year 2014, I think we actually spent about $14,000 on pipe. I have a list of pipe right now that needs to be replaced. In fact, I have one, a report on my desk we just cut the PO for about $5 grand. I have a couple others pipes that I know to be replaced that they're gonna run about 9,000 for next year. So it doesn't leave me a whole lot cutting that line item from 18,000 down to 13,000 after I buy just those couple of pipes. Let's see, now we also cut down vehicle fuel to the amount that Mr. Kirk recommended. But we have already cut a good bit off of this budget to start with. We do have one cell phone, $43, that's for our bridge foreman. That also covers the on-call. It's a phone that's used for on-call. If we have any emergencies after hours or during the weekends that one of our employees carries.
Anybody got any questions?
I want to know, what's the average pay for those employees at,
About $20,000, a little bit over $20,000.
Thank you.
I just wanted to ask you.
And your part-time person, how much they're paid about the hour?
No, the seasonal mowers that we bring in, $9.
I think it's probably $9 range, and they're actually tractor operators. They will run a tractor that cuts grass on the side of the road. One of our big tractors. They're not, they are skilled people that we kind of find out on the road to come to work for 6 months out of the year. That I'm surprised we can find that type of skilled labor like that to come to work. But we have a couple who do it, I think, kind of routinely do it for us, and then every year we seem to find maybe one other person to do that. But no, they work part-time about 6 months out of the year, just cut grass.
Thank you.
Anybody got anything else for roads and bridges? Okay, next one, sheriff, we've already did it. We went over the sheriff's bill. Next will be social service.
This was similar to the health department. We provide, I think, all the utilities supposed to come out of this line, about 50,000. That's the whole building. That's a 30,000 square foot building out behind the hospital down there. That's a library. Jones had a couple questions about telephone. We were looking at that and see exactly what that is. I think they still got the, maybe not what's installed this, but it's been there for a while. I got a call the other day. They were looking at needing an updated system. Maybe that's something to look at. They like DJJ, Solicitor's Office, public defender, county obligated to provide office space as well as utilities, as well as telephone. That's part of those. That's part of what the local government wants, what we have to pay for. And that's what we have been moved in the past, not here necessarily, but other places to try to, the state lowers the available revenue that has been smoothed to try to. And there are some offsets, I think, we can do, but things like, all we pay for is the operating costs and things, and if we don't, basically they serve local people, they serve Warren County citizens in those offices, so we try to maintain that. But years ago, we lowered the, what they actually need to operate on the state, all what they do is they lower your local government contribution, so they got it one way or the other. But we've never done the offsets. I think we can, but stuff like this, man, power bill, telephone, that's what I'm probably pay for. But they do have it's not a new bill, that's correct.
questions, we'll go to the treasurer. Anybody got fresh questions for that?
Talked for a couple times today, saying, I think she'd be glad to come if you had a question, but I wasn't aware of anything, so.
Treasurer's got 9 full-time and 7 part-time, is that?
That,
That's correct.
a couple of part-time, what, post property, so they would be, they hadn't had in the field, like tax and that, that's a seasonal thing, I think, if that's not, I think that's not year round.
Any more questions?
The reimbursement cost, that's line there, okay.
Basically, the treasurer charges all of her expenses to her account, and that includes the delinquent property. And there are certain rules and laws set aside for money that is received on some of that property that it is turned around and spent trying to collect, I guess, in those regards. So everything's charged here. She collects the money in a separate account, and we just reimburse her budget account with those funds. It's something that the county has no control over.
Thank you very much.
All right, next, in Veterans Affairs, and we went through it the other night. And we went through purchasing the other night. Y'all want to address insurance and benefits right quick?
Not really. This has been, this is my, you did, but I did. Didn't come up because some of these are estimates, I think some of them we know specifically as to what, but all the indirect costs are basically here rather than by part. That's what we've done. Isn't that right? For a number of years, any questions y'all have? I'd like to go through it.
Anybody got any questions?
I've got just kind of a general question. This is not directed at Ms. Parks, not exactly that.
My name is Parker.
Oh, Parker, sorry. Sorry. If they come under budget, like I'm looking at travel expenditures, vehicle fuel back on the treasurer's office, does that money just return, or is it just never spent from the?
It's never spent
It's
from
never
that
spent.
other.
Okay, gotcha.
She only covers exactly up whatever,
And a lot of.
you authorize her budget for X number of dollars, and then anything she happens to spend over that amount of money, she reimburses the account with from those other funds, because that is a duty that she accomplishes under her normal business hours, but it's covered under another fund that the county doesn't have control of.
And that's the 30,000? Okay,
And that's a rough guess based on what she's done in the past.
okay. Thank you.
Some of that's set by state law, some of the Constitution, you elect official, you got your responsibility, the office got your responsibility. Basically, she's not doing anything wrong.
No.
That's just where it operates.
Okay.
Is the observation still, about the insurance cost, you don't know any closer how much it'll be, it's just still just that, approximately how much it'll be.
We adjusted out, I think, 6.8%. But we won't know until August, September.
I don't know, but
200,000.
Our experience rating went down, from 1.6 something, I think 6.7 to 1.64. So that would go down a little bit, but the cost
help us. And that's what, that one runs January, December.
Yes, yes, sir.
So we're always, we're halfway through a year, we know exactly what the,
I've been wondering, have you heard any, we always hear something out from somewhere sometime. And it might be up a little bit, it might be down a little bit, so I just wanted to have to hear it.
No, ma'am, not yet. The scope, but previously was what kept the rates from going up was the fact the state health plan was grandfathered in, and they had made no considerable changes to the plan in general, which gave them the capability to stay under the grandfather plan. And I'm hoping that that will continue, because we don't know until August.
Thank you much.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
I think I'm gonna stop in the book right there, and, we'll take that right there with local government systems at our next meeting when we got more people here. You got the Solicitor's Office, Chamber of Commerce, Association of Counties, South Carolina Association of Counties, I think that needs to be took up from most everybody this year. So, I guess now we'll go into executive session. When we come out, we'll set an agenda for our May 25th meeting. Won't that be next Tuesday night?
Well, 25th next Monday, that's Memorial Day, so, that's a holiday. I think we'll get through these personnel questions tonight. Maybe we talk about it, maybe we can schedule something at the 26th to try to get through this thing. We do need a second reading on 26th for all possible.
Well, I'll ask for a motion if we go into executive session for employment matters.
Make a motion to go into executive session, Mr. Chairman.
6 employment matters.
Second.
The motion is second. All in favor, raise your right hand. We might not be too long, or
We've got
I'm
6.
going to ask you, okay.
We've got
It's just an even number.
Oh,
And David. It's all right.
boy, we still got 4. That's fair.
I appreciate everybody coming tonight, and we'll be back soon, I hope.
Yeah. Before we get into that, Mr. Burrell stayed and for expressed interest in discussing EMS issues at some point. It doesn't have to be tonight, long-term stuff you like. I think we talked about a meeting situation. I think, didn't you guys think you want to talk about, he's not here. He's here. Chair, so we was talking, tell the chairman, I appreciate y'all saying that at some point we'd like to have a discussion with the council about some concerns you got about additional station, long-term, that sort of thing.
Yes.
And that can be done at a later, what, 2.5 hours tonight, if you want to do that at a later time, that's fine. If you want, how you want.
We had an executive session, and we had no
Yes, no action.
action taken.
Again, I'm going to get full group here to let him.
I think it would be better, are we still going to plan this, next budget session, May 25th?
That's a holiday, and I didn't realize it when we talked last week.
What about after the council meeting, that'd be Tuesday night after this?
What you got next week? You got a bunch of planning?
Got one new economic development matter, and 2 of them are second reading.
The second reading.
Nothing.
I bet you everything, anything else, what we can do is restrict the stuff that Crookshank's got needs to be done, and we can do that. And maybe just, if you all will instruct us to, just restrict any of the business, restrict the budget. And maybe get through get through that real quickly. And then the vote, enough time, and we've still got some, departments to go through, still got some the capital part go through, and we can get a note out to the department heads, they will come, that needs to be in public session, they will come back and make a presentation on that. And, we, again, just keep going until we get to a point where we get second reading. I think everybody will be in that, I think it's our best. Vice Chairman Thomas will be in next week, and then that would give, 26, that would give us some time to get advertised, get prepared for third reading sometime in the latter part of June. And what Kirk will have to do is the state mandated format you have to follow and, advertise on this thing. It's got to do with village and that kind of thing. But there's nothing to say, and of course it's restricted by state law, but anyway, there's nothing to say, budget can't be changed or whatever on third reading. But what we normally do coming out of the second reading, that's pretty well done. There's not a whole lot of addition, a whole lot of subtraction based on that.
Hadn't we gotta have a reading on Piedmont Tech?
Well,
That ordinance, we've got a first reading on
we
it.
talked about that, but it's in the county budget for, for that year. It's on, and it specifies in there, the breakout, it's a 90-10 split, seems to be, but, Sam, what do you think? Think we need to check over on,
I think from a safety standpoint, yes, sir.
could you get a first reading tonight?
Sure.
If you want to do one mill,
We already had first reading on it.
I thought we did.
well, but he's talking about separate orders on Piedmont Tech.
We had first reading on that, didn't we?
Piedmont Tech is here, The only thing that we had first reading on was
The
budget and local option. So those are the only two things. I think because, again, is what our auditors, our current auditors have said that the Piedmont Tech funding is basically part of the general fund of the county. And that it needs to be included somehow, in that, because that's how the audit report reflects that. We never did that before. I think that's a separate account based on the audit, on special education audits that we've done for, 15 years or so, whatever.
But we could specify that in ordinance, that it could be, go directly to the general fund.
If you want to break it out, then we need a separate audit number, that kind of thing. And we do first reading by title only tonight on one bill, that's what you all want to do. And then have a written document, we have a document by next Tuesday, and what we always did before this audit situation, we always had the budget, but we had to use part of the local option money, that ordinance, Piedmont Tech ordinance, all in the same cycle. So you get first reading on, if you need it, you get first reading on Piedmont Tech ordinance tonight, it'll be second reading next week, and then everything will be the same. Does that make any sense?
But then we're not breaking any rules or any guidelines, and it's just per our new auditor, is that we,
Well, I think what Ms. Seegers is talking about, when Ms. Kirk's talking about, it has to go to general fund. It's not gonna be sitting over here in a separate account, it will blend into the general fund. And I think we've always set it
I
aside
know
as a
we did.
special.
And we call it special education
college
program.
special education fund.
But this document does reflect a budget for Piedmont Tech of $1 million tax assessment based on the special education levy. And it says, we talked about that, it says on the page in the budget that, it would be 90-10 split between 90% Piedmont Tech, 10% USC, whatever.
Well, why don't we just leave it in the budget?
Well, Sandy, I don't think it'll make any difference. It's part of the budget ordinance, I think we can prove, we got proof of it in here.
And it's restricted for that use. It's not like you can take that money and use it somewhere else in the general fund. It's restricted for that educational use.
It's restricted in that budget, right?
So if we do that, y'all do that, then you get second reading on the budget next week, and that covers special education. And we'll also put up the local option proposal and the county budget, and we'll have a number, I guess.
Nobody got an objection, let's just leave it in the budget. Is that all right, y'all?
$6 million, what we call
Deficit.
deficit reduction millage. The structure actually looked into that and gave me an opinion that I have not had a chance to digest yet. I think his opinion is that we need to probably leave it as it is and appropriate that money by resolution, Dan, is that fair?
Appropriate any use of it, yes, sir.
Okay. You know, in fact, the ordinance says it will be, and when we can prepare a document to that effect, that's a resolution, it's not ordinance. We can, Mr. Crooked can prepare an ordinance to that effect, I'm sorry, document to that effect. It would be the full, whatever the value of $6 million is, that's what it would be, 1 million. I'll read it. I've had a chance to look at it, but I think just to be safe, we probably need to have that included as part of the agenda next week as well. And you just looked at, we did it last. What was the figure, Chris?
1,000, I mean, 1,040,000.
So that would cover that part of it, but make sure we allow the ordinance to pass and the $6 million related, 10 years ago, how long.
In my conversations with the treasurer this afternoon, could I ask Lisa to get with our treasurer tomorrow and get some answers on that?
Talk about the $6 million money versus county balance, fund balance.
We need to get that resolved.
How all that blends together. What I called about it,
Yeah, I'm talking over my head, because I don't understand what y'all talking about myself. That is something
Well,
that council
the
has to
$6
vote on.
million money goes into a revenue account.
Huh?
The $6 million money goes into a revenue account. At the end of every year, that revenue account closes out into fund balance. So that $6 million becomes a part of our fund balance.
I think if you look at 2014 audit, they broke it out. I don't think we got.
I hear you telling me that, and somebody else is telling me something else, and that's what I want to get it resolved.
Cindy's probably talking cash.
The question is, before we start, the question is whether or not there's some additional money in the deficit reduction account. It's not been accounted for it yet. I mean, it's not been included in the budget. That's what we're looking at. That's what we need to talk to the treasurer about, see if we get involved. That's where we are. So, and I think the answer is yes, we'll do that.
The treasurer, can I say, I'm not gonna start anything.
I wouldn't get into what thing fund balance is. Maybe we get that there.
I just like to have it resolved more.
I've got the fund balance for the audit.
Well, if you would get her tomorrow, you would,
Okay?
and, get us an answer.
I think it's just I really think we're both talking about the same numbers, but the terminology is just a little different. She may call it one thing and we may call it something else. So I think it's just a communication thing, and I'll get with her tomorrow and get it worked out.
All right. Is there anything else?
This should have been passed down, but, Vivian said she needed to know that, so it should have been passed.
Greenville Health System 25th anniversary celebration Thursday, May 21st.
She wanted to see if y'all, she just wanted y'all to sign if y'all wanted to attend, so just pass it on down, y'all.
Y'all want to attend and sign,
I
please?
called it in.
That's this Thursday night,
I'm
right?
gonna try again, and be confused about dates. We're on 26th, we have our council for every week. Cook's got 2 or 3, well, county's got 2 or 3 economic developers to look at. That'll be, we'll put that on the agenda. We'll have, you all will have discussions of the remainder of the budget issue. We'll discuss the executive session for
We
the
got a
capital
request.
portion of the budget. At the end of those discussions, we would hope that a second reading will be taken on the county budget, on the use of local option sales tax money. Also, Scotia will have a resolution on use of $6 million. That, everybody understand that?
Like, then Anybody else got anything to come before council tonight? We stand adjourned.
Okay, y'all.